and Arch and Persephone and Barbara and Peace Closet and Wendy Moore and Nana Hook, Bebop, Sweet Cotton Vintage, Barbara John's here, Liz is here, Faye West Designs here, Gremlin Crafts, Terry Lynn, Sweet Memories, Amy's here. Welcome, welcome. So we are on the Demo and Create Raid train today. How's the lighting? It's a little bit glowy because the curtain I have in my sewing room's kind of an orange color. Let me see if that helps, or is that too bright?
Yeah, that helps a lot.
That helps. Yeah, that's a little better. All right, so I just opened the curtain, and that will be a little better. I do have a daylight bulb in here, so that usually helps.
Pour yourself a glass of your favorite beverage.
Yeah, we're in the Demo and Create Raid train today. I'm going to be demonstrating how to make these cute little boxy baskets out of the upholstery fabric samples that we sell in our shows on Fridays, sometimes Saturdays. Super easy to make. And yeah, I mean, they're just super easy. Cute little boxed bottoms. And they're all a one and done. The only cuts you make are the pieces to box your bottom. And you can even do that the cheater way if you want to. So we're going to wait for the raid before we start demoing. But this, if you'll go to my show notes, and in my show notes, I have our YouTube channel address, which is Draz on Whatnot. And if you'll go give us a subscription on our YouTube channel, you'll be able to rewatch the tutorial on YouTube. So, because they took away past shows on Whatnot, and so on YouTube, you'll be able to rewatch it because we multicast onto YouTube. So if you're joining us on YouTube, today is this tutorial to make these cute little boxy baskets. And this is the piece I chose for the one I'm going to make. And here's one that's pre-made that I added some cute little handles to. It's kind of like a cool woven corduroy look type. And this one will be available for someone to purchase a little later if they want to as a example. So let's see. We should be getting the raid any second, and we'll get started with that tutorial. I feel like it's not light enough in here now. It's like the sun shifted all of a sudden. Let me see if I
rescue me
a little more even.
Wherever you are.
All right, yeah, that's maybe a little better. Oh, maybe not. Does that cast too much of a shadow?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so let me close it. Let's see. I just feel like that puts a rosy haze on there, but that is a little better,
okay.
huh?
Mood lighting.
Okay, mood lighting. Because the curtain I have in here is like a kind of a coral color, so it kind of puts a rosy hue on there. So, all right. Welcome in, everybody. Liz is here. Lindsay Crafts is here. Cheryl's Crafty World is here. Carmen's here. Hey, Cheryl. Take care of yourself. She was a strong woman today and went live even though she doesn't feel like it.
There's the raid.
There's the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for joining. Whoop, whoop. Hope you had a nice time with plus size gals making cute little folder journal things that she was making. Super fun. And man, there's just been some amazing stuff today. Hopefully your creative juices are flowing of all kinds of things that you can make. And today we're demonstrating. I need to move that. We're demonstrating how to make the little boxy baskets using the upholstery fabric samples.
So why does this one show this, but my phone shows our show?
Because that one, you'll need to go in on the computer back to the show. So here, let me fix that for you. Sorry. So I was looking at that. So here we are. Okay, fixing that. So this is what we're going to learn how to make today. And then when we're done, we're going to raid into Fabric King, and he's going to be demoing notebook covers. And then after him is Faith-Filled Treasure doing baby bibs. And on the trail end is Wheezy's Whimsies, and she's going to be doing something. I forgot. Someone remind me. Something cool.
Oh,
Anyway.
I think it's counterfeit money.
So that's the order. Wire wrap. There we go. Thank you. And thank you so much to Faith-Filled Treasure, who's organized this whole raid train, and to Kinetic Lace, who put together the awesome thumbnail and video that we had on our shows. All right, so this is the piece I decided to use to demonstrate with today. This is I think a 13, not quite, 12.5 by 18 size piece. And it's a woven upholstery fabric. This is made out of 42 poly, 32 cotton, 26 rayon. It's a vintage piece. It's pretty cool. And we're going to make a basket out of it. And I want to have a basket that's about this size. This was the same approximate size sample to make this one. And so I'm going to use this fabric this direction to make that size of basket. In the show note, or in the auction tab, I have fabric sample and paper instruction sheets, but I also have in that auction, if you just scroll to the second picture, you don't have to buy anything. You can just screenshot the instructions. So let me just show you on this iPad. So in the auction tab, this listing right here that is for a kit, just tap the picture, scroll to the second picture, and make it big, and you can just screenshot the instructions on your phone, and you don't have to buy anything or buy a kit or anything. That's the instructions for how to make these. Super easy, one page. I tried to line it out into easy to do steps. So yeah, you don't have to buy the kit unless you want some fabric samples to make it with a paper printed. If you buy one of the kits, I'll send you the samples and the printed out instructions on a sheet.
Designer paper instructions.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, so let's get started with this one.
That's
so
like
your
Nordstrom's.
first step is that you're going to need to remove the little staple tag.
Or if it's a Kindler, cut out.
I have this amazing magnetic staple remover. Boom. This one has 3 staples on it. And I'm going to get those out with that. And I highly recommend this kind of staple remover. Pull your tag off. You're going to save the tag, and I'll show you why later. Okay, so set that aside and save it. Okay, now I'm going to put this away so I don't lose it. All right, so take your sample. We decided we're going to make a basket that's going to be about like that tall. So I'm going to fold it in half, right sides together.
Inside out for you laymen.
Inside out. And then I'm just going to clip the top right there to hold it in place. And then I'll come and clip the bottom as well. Some of these samples are not perfectly exactly straight, and that's okay because you'll make up for it when you put it together. So don't worry about little differences like that. If the samples weren't cut exactly straight, and it appears this one wasn't. All right, so the next step is I'm going to take this over to my serger. You can either do this on a serger or a sewing machine. Just keep in mind, if you do it on a sewing machine, you will have an open seam that you'll want to flatten out. But it gets folded into the inside, so it really doesn't matter that much. Okay? So yeah, you can either, if you do make a purchase, you'll be able to view it here on Whatnot through your video receipt. But we also multicast to YouTube. So you can view it on YouTube. See our YouTube channel in the show notes. All right, so I'm going to go to the serger.
We now join Dana at her serger.
And you really don't need to see up close. I'm just sewing that seam that I showed you across the whole length of the piece.
Notice the fine handwork.
All right, so I've sewn that seam across the whole length of it, folded in half, right sides together. All right, my next step is I'm going to open this up and put the seam in the center of the fabric. And you can either eyeball it, or I will usually hold it up to my cutting board and see the width. This is 8.5, so I should be at 4.25 centered, and it is centered. Okay, and then I'm going to clip the center so it stays centered like that. Okay, all right, and now I need Bert to just move the camera over here and swivel it down so they can see what I'm doing here.
We now join Dana at the cutting table.
Well, just swivel the camera on here, Bert. On here.
I know, but I'm
okay.
just going to do it this way.
All right, so then you're going to take something like this. I use this little one that has this little OmniGrip 3.5-inch cutter to do mine. And I'm going to do on this size a 2.5. Well, let me see if I want to do a 2. I'm going to do a 2-inch boxed corner. So I'm just going to put my edge of my fabric right at 2 inches and over here and get it to where it's 2-inch all the way around. So that's 2-inch all the way around. And then I use these markers that are the ones that are the heat kind that just disappear with heat, or because it's a box corner, it's getting cut out. So I've marked my first box corner. Then I'm going to come over and do the same thing on the other side, 2-inch, and mark that one. Okay. And then if you want, you can just place this at 2-inch and use your rotary cutter if you're good with that. I kind of, on some of these wovens, I prefer to use scissors because the rotary cutter doesn't get as tight into the corner. And so with these woven fabrics, the scissors usually work a little better to get that last little clip. And then you're going to save these little clips that you make out, and I'll show you why. These little pieces of fabric that you cut out of your boxed corners. Okay. And that one did leave a little bit of a thread there. Just clip it off. Okay, so I have these two little pieces for my boxed corner that I'm going to save. And then we're going to come back over to the serger. And the first thing I'm going to do is sew across the bottom here of the straight part. Okay, so across here. And if you've done boxed bottoms before, you know exactly what I mean. So I'm just going to sew that first. What's the comment?
Will you put the instruction sheet in the bin as a PWE listing for anyone that already have fabric samples?
It's in the auction tab. All you have to do is screenshot the instructions. So just go into the auction tab, look at my kit, scroll to the second picture, tap it so that it goes up big, and then you just take a screenshot. Yeah. I can do it as a plain white envelope listing if you guys want it on paper. but you can just screenshot it and I don't have to mail you anything. So if you guys want it as a plain white envelope, I can add it for sure. Okay. All right. So that is sewn across there. And then we're going to finish our boxed corners by sewing the two corners. You just take the two edges, match them up straight so that this seam is now in the middle. So here's the first one, just kind of, manipulate it so it goes straight. And then I'm going to come over to my serger and sew the first one.
Hey, thanks for rating Deb for KC.
Oh, Deb for KC rated us. Thank you.
Yep. Go Chiefs.
Let me, as soon as I finish these two seams, I'm going to run a giveaway for everybody to get into. Plus, we got rated. So, all right. So I sewed one of those. I'm going to sew the other one. Again, it's just these. So this was your box, right? You're just matching the two edges. You're basically folding it the opposite direction, matching up your two edges and centering that seam. So, and then just try to make sure you catch all the two layers of fabric.
Surge, Dana, surge.
I am madly surging. All right. So let me get a giveaway started. This will be for, I'm making these boxy baskets out of the fabric samples we sell. So this is going to become a basket that looks like this. Okay. That's the bottom. And let's get the giveaway started.
A trip for four to Paris. Or something that can fit in an envelope.
All right, so everybody get in.
The other.
And this giveaway will be for this itty bitty cute little boxy basket that was made out of one of these size samples, the little 8.5 by 9 or 8 by 8s.
Dana's serger is a Janome.
Okay, so tiny little cute thing that you can put clips in or whatever. It's just super cute size, right? Mini is always cute. So someone's going to get this cute little mini basket. So get in that giveaway. All right, so we've got our corners boxed. And now I'm going to go to the sewing machine. So we have this seam that's in the back of our basket, the boxed corners, and I'm going to come to the sewing machine and reinforce
we now
those
join
seams.
Dana at the sewing machine.
I like to just reinforce them because when you serge, serging can sometimes come loose at the edges. And so I like to reinforce the edges and make sure everything got caught. So I just go across. I don't do the center one, just the boxed edges. So that, I'm doing that really quick.
Barb is dying. Okay, Barb, I want you to stand up. I want you to cover your right eye and read the letters on the wall.
Why is she dying? What did you say?
Oh, because I'm saying we now join Dana at the sewing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Now cover the left eye. There you go, Wes. You got it. Welcome to you, Mama.
And it's not a bad idea to also maybe reinforce this top edge if you use the serger, just so again it
you are
doesn't
welcome, Sandy.
come loose at any point. So I just back stitched on that really quick. Okay. All right. Next step is that you're going to take your basket that's now all sewn, and you're just going to invert it out to the right side of the fabric. And I have a magical tool I use called a metal chopstick. It's my favorite tool for pushing out corners.
It really is a metal chopstick.
Works good. And I just, pull those out. Make sure all the seams caught good, that we don't have any open spots. Especially with these wovens, sometimes you'll think you caught everything and it didn't quite catch. So just double check that. And then you've got this big long basket, right? Well, what you're going to do now is fold it inside itself. And that's what gives it some sturdiness and gives it the size you want. And I want then this one to be about half of this original length of the piece of fabric. So I'm basically folding it in half inside. And there we go. Ta-da. You can stop there if you want.
Dun, dun, dun.
But I usually do a few more things. And one of the things I do is I take these little strips that were cut out of the little corners and I put them right sides together with this pre-serged edge like this. And I'm going to come to my serger and I'm going to sew them together.
We now rejoin Dana at the serger.
Okay. So it's now sewn in half. And then I'm going to just serge the edges on both sides, opening it up. I'll show it to you. Okay, so I just made this little pieced thing out of the two little boxed corner pieces, right? Then I'm going to take the tag that I took off the fabric, and I just think this is fun. It keeps the original tag so you know the history, the name, and everything that came with that piece of fabric. And I'm going to stitch it onto this on the back side with the side that has the name of the fabric, the content, etc. So I'm going to just come over to my sewing machine and just kind of stitch around the edge of that little card on the back of this little piece and just center it wherever it makes sense. And it kind of accomplishes two things. It gives you...
And the winner is... Molsto!
Congrats! So you'll get that cute little basket. I'll show you again what you're getting. All right, so then I just stitched that on that little card. And
Congrats, Molsto.
And use a color of thread that, you know, won't
Camarade
be super
Molso.
obvious. So I just stitched that on the back. Okay. And now what this is two, one, it keeps the original fabric tag, and two, it adds a little bit of sturdiness to this little piece that you're now going to put perfectly fit into the bottom of your basket. So it has kind of a bottom that covers up those seams. Okay. And then if you want to, you're going to top stitch around this. If you like the size, you're happy with how it turned out, take it over to your machine and top stitch. And I like the size on this and how it turned out. So I'm just going to top stitch around the entire top of the basket at whatever, you know, whatever. I usually do probably about a 1/4 inch in top stitch around the whole basket, starting at that seam in the back.
Whoops. Uh-oh, I failed. We now join Dana at the sewing machine. Basket quilter loved the button you put on the one she purchased.
Oh, good. Yeah, and I'll show you the ones I have pre-made. So, just clipping those threads. I did a little back stitching so it'll stay secured. And there we go. So that is a finished basket. Was that one of the easiest projects you've ever seen? Boom.
Actually,
Isn't that fun?
Unwrapping a piece of bubble gum
All
is
right,
one of the
so
easiest projects.
this is about the same size as this one that I did. I added some cute little faux leather handles. I just had some scraps of that faux vinyl PVC stuff that, and then I used let me show what I use. These are actually those things that are to replace, like if your jeans button falls off. I had a little box of these, and so I'm like, that would be cute. So I just used the brassy color ones, cut a little strip of that, made sure I liked the size. And so this basket has the cute little handles on it. You can do whatever you want, you know, embellish them however you want. Here's some that I have pre-made. This one is like a textured velvet, like a burgundy color. It's super pretty. And I put a vintage kind of, it's a brassy button on there. And this one's a little bit smaller than these. It's a little bit smaller sample size. So it makes a little bit smaller basket. And then I made these two out of complementary. So it's the same pattern, but two different colorways. So this one's blue, this one's green. Cute little baskets.
Will the baskets or will the fabric be offered at a later date?
The instructions to how to make these, or the actually buying baskets. So yeah, I'll have them whenever. I mean, I have these available today. If someone wants to buy one, and if you want to buy a kit to make them. And I don't sell these for a lot of money, you guys, because they're just super fast, easy to make. I knock them out, and mostly want people to make them themselves and buy my fabric to make them. So, yeah. So those are the ones I have made, and then I also made. Oh, and our winner is getting this cute little one.
Winner, chicken dinner.
This cute little one that I made previously. So
that's Molsto.
That one's going to Molsto. Okay. And then this is one that I made that is a bigger sample size. Look at how cool this fabric is. And this one, there's your seam. And what I did with this one is, and I'll show you why. So this one had a grommet in the center of the fabric. So I did everything, folded it all the way down in halfway. And then to hide that grommet, I decided I wanted to cuff this. I didn't sew it because I wanted to show you. So I cuffed it, and then I might either stitch or just leave it like that, because I kind of just like it like that. So I just cuffed it to hide the grommet. In the past, I've done one that had a grommet, where I took one of these, cute little tassels, left it open, and put the tassel hanging from where the grommet is. So it looks like it was intentional. So that's kind of fun too. So you can do stuff like that. You can also sew a big fancy button over the grommet, because you've got fabric behind it to attach it to. So you could just put, a big button to cover that up. So, and I love this size. Isn't that a nice size? And these samples that make that size are like this one. Here's another one that has a grommet in it.
No.
So
the samples have some samples have grommets. They either use it to hang samples, or they just did it to be mean.
They did it to prevent people from using the fabric,
stealing it
from the
you usually find it only on the bigger pieces.
Yeah, on the bigger pieces. So this one measures 25.5 by 25.5. So that's the size I used to make that bigger basket. So this one, you would take your sample like this, fold it in half, sew down the side, put the seam in the back, box your bottom, and then you fold it out, and you have a basket that looks about like this. And then, like I said, I cuffed it to cover up where that grommet is. So that's one of those. And if you love these fabrics and this idea, come to our Friday shows. We sell this fabric by the pounds to do all kinds of crafting with. We have amazing, amazing fabric. And these can be used for those kind of things. They make gorgeous tote bags. We have some pieces that you can just make beautiful tote bags out of. And these are already, thicker home decor fabrics. So you're not going to have to do a whole lot to sturdy them up unless you
Bucket
want
hats,
it to be
purses,
more, you know, stuff like that.
Stuff like that.
I have in my buy it now. If you do have some pieces that you love that are a little bit lighter weight, you can use interfacing. And I happen to have rolls of these pre-cut with 8-inch or 5-inch interfacing, and you can get 5 yards. I think 2 yards of this one, and I don't remember. Anyway, it's in my buy it now.
Several yards.
Let me look. I forget what I put in there lately, but the interfacing is really cheap and it's pre-cut. It is the sew-in kind, and you really don't want to use the fusible on these kind of fabrics because it might get kind of messy, because these fabrics have blends of different things in them and it might melt trying to get it fused on there. But the interfacing, you can get 3 yards of the 5-inch,
yeah,
or 2 yards of the 8-inch. Although my 8-inch isn't showing up, I might have run out of it. Let me know if you want some. I can go find it. So anyway, that's handy. And
Terry Lynn said the samples are in the buy it now, but won't let me use the coupon.
Probably because they're only $1. I have samples in there for $1, and the coupon has to be, I think, a $2 purchase. So yeah, sorry. Just buy multiples. If you do multiples, it might let you. I'm not sure if it will still, but anyway. And then I'm going to run some samples if you guys want some of them. So I'll show you some sets I've put together. And we have about 15 minutes. So let me get the other giveaway running. Everybody getting this one. And this giveaway, you're going to get these 2 samples that are Schumacher Eppingle. So it's a cool woven, and you get 2 pieces in 2 different colors. And these would make the little tiny size baskets like the one that we gave away. So it would make this size basket. So get in that giveaway for these 2.
The $10 pack is not letting her use it on the $10.
Oh, it should let you on the sample pack. Because that one definitely would qualify for the coupon. Let me see. Did you make sure to put it in your wallet?
It said not in this live stream.
That's weird. I don't know why it wouldn't let you buy it in this live stream. Let's see.
It hates you, Terry Lynn. It hates you.
Well, you know what? Come to our show tomorrow. But yeah, that sample pack of 10 samples that's in there for $10, it should let you buy that. I don't know why it wouldn't. That's really weird. Maybe go out of the show and come back in and see. Maybe it's a glitch or something. Because I have no reason to know why it wouldn't let you use that. Okay. All right.
Let me just show you something real quick. So Dana wants you to save the tag and put it in the bottom of your boxy basket. And your tag has a lot of information on it. It'll tell you where the fabric's made. Crevette they're idiots. They give their colors numbers. So, but you can get the color. It
just is.
And they give their names numbers. But if you look right here, it's usually in pencil. If they write it, it's very subtle. It'll tell you that the date that it was retired and the dollar amount per yard. So this one was $73 a yard, and the retired was 6 of 96.
Yeah. And it tells you the fabric content and everything. So this is a cool sample that you can make a basket out of. But yeah, so if you order one of those, there's some dollar ones in there that you can buy just one, or there's some 10 packs in there as well. And then I'll run some of these pieces that we have if anyone wants one. This one, there's only one like this. It's really cool. And this one's a 13 by 18, and it's going to make a basket about this size. So are we getting a winner? Did I just see a winner go past? Oh, no, not yet. Everybody getting that giveaway. And You can get these 2 samples, and then I'll run some of these. Okay. Oh, and also in my auction tab, there is a listing for these eyeglass cases. It's not for sale. It's just in my auction tab. It's the very last thing in my auction tab. Just scroll to the bottom of the auction stuff all the way to the bottom, and you can screenshot these instructions. And these are also made out of these little upholstery fabric samples. And it's the instructions to make these glasses cases. You can either make them with the lanyard or without. And they're super easy to make. The pattern and instructions are in there in that listing. You can just screenshot it. So, yeah, those are also made. Those are made with the little square size samples. All right, so let's run a couple of pieces if someone wants them. Let me just get a listing up here. Let's see, this one's pretty lightweight. So here we go. If someone wants this one, I'm just going to do 10-second auctions. If you want this piece, it's a 13 by 18 vintage. That's running. If someone wants this really cool kind of fire chevron, it's got really cool colors on there. And it's got neat ridges too. So that one's running. And Bert will make sure we get the right ones to the right people. So maybe. Terry Lynn gets that piece.
Terry Lynn.
Awesome. And then I've got some that are
Thanks,
sets
Terry Lynn.
Where you can get multiple pieces. This is a fun set. It's Highland Court 100% cotton. And this is a really expensive brand. And you can get this piece that is
the winner is Barb Waltz.
Congrats, Barb.
Who's Barb Waltz?
Barb's getting these 2 samples.
Never
Congrats.
heard of her.
So this one's a 16 by 17. And then this
Congrats,
is a little companion piece
Waltz.
That is a 13 by 12 and a half. So you're going to get a set where you have, one this size and one that size roughly of matching baskets. How fun is that? And this fabric, again, is 100% cotton. It was retired in...
Congrats, Barb Waltz.
I'm not sure. I don't think they wrote it on this one. Anyway, these are really cool. So let's run those too. If someone wants these are a little bit heavier. And I'm just going to start these at $3. 10 seconds. That's what I want. 10 seconds. Here we go. That's running. So if someone wants these 2 pieces, this one's a 16 by 17, and this one was a little 12 by 13. So you're going to get a matching set of really cute
basket quilter.
Thank you, basket quilter. Those are really pretty. I like that green.
Thanks, B.
And that's a really
quilter.
Nice fabric. All right, here is, this is a really big set.
You wrecked me, baby.
There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, and these really cool chevrons. They're all the same pattern, different colorways. So you can make 5 baskets out of this set. We're going to run that.
Yeah, you can put a plant in them, Terry.
Yes, you can put plants in them. Just all kinds of fun things that you can do with these. So this is a 5-piece set. Oh, and these are the 13.
You can line them in silk, fill them with gold nuggets, like 12, and send them back to me.
These are 12 by 18. So size 12 by 18.
So, More Sandy wants to know, were you a designer? Well, yes, I was a designer. No. I designed women's clothing. You've probably seen my stuff in the store.
All right, if you want all of these, so there's 5 pieces in the same pattern, 5 different colors. And it's a kind of a cool wavy chevron. Your baskets are going to be probably, well, it depends on which size you do, sideways you do. If you do it like that, it's going to be about like this. And then if you choose to do it this way and have the pattern run this way, your basket's going to be like that. So you get to decide. So
You've probably seen my,
either way, they're cool. So
You've probably seen my,
either way, they're cool.
My designs at the 99
So
cent
Fabric
store.
King took that set. Congrats. Those are really cool ones.
Fabric King.
All right. And let's see if anyone wants these pre-made ones that you can use to kind of re-engineer.
Thank you, Fabric King.
So here's a pre-made set. And we'll just start that for $5, 10 seconds. Who wants these matching little baskets that are in this cool leaf weave? One in blue, one in green. Anyone want those? Pre-made. No takers. All right. And then here's this one with the handles, a little bit bigger. It's kind of like a corduroy feel. Really nice. And the original tag is in there, so you know what it's made out of. This one is a 70 cotton, 30 poly. So that's in there. Let's run that one.
Algodón. Yep, 7 minutos.
All right, so that one's running if someone wants that cute one that I put little handles on. And again, you can do whatever you want to these. They're awesome gifts. How much fun is it to give someone a gift?
Terry Lynn,
it's something like this
boy.
Versus, wrapping it in a bag. Okay. All right, here's the one that we made today. Someone wants this one. Let's run it.
We made it. You sewed it and I did the camera work. We made it.
Let me see if this works. All right, so that's running if someone wants this one that we made today. And then you can add some embellishments or whatever. Super fun fabric that kind of has a cobblestone look almost. It's really cool. All right, no one on that one.
Takers on that.
And then does someone want this little velvet one with the fun vintage brass button? Let me start that one at $4. If someone wants that one, it's running. Cute little velvet. It's like a burgundy wine color and textured velvet, and then has that fun antique brass button on there. Kinetic is in on that one. Thank you, Kinetic.
Kinetic Lasse.
All right, how many minutes do I have? About 6 minutes,
in live,
I think,
or
right?
In the show.
All right, here's this big one that I made. And again, I didn't sew it down. So you get to decide if you want to open it back up, put something on that grommet, cuff it lower down, whatever you want to do. This fabric is amazing.
Cinco minutes.
And it also has the original tag in there. This one is made out of 62 poly, 21 rayon, 17 cotton, vintage from 1995. And it was something 5 a yard. 55 a yard? I don't know. Something like that. And that just fits down in there. So let's run this one. So that's running. If someone wants this really big one, it's a super nice basket. The fabric on this is really cool. Look at the weave on that. All right, no one on that one. Okay, so those are all the pre-made ones. Here's some more fabric if you want to buy fabric. Let me just give you some options. These are single pieces. I love this one. It's a woven gingham in a red. And we'll just run that for a couple of bucks here.
4 minutes. 4 minutes to go.
10 seconds if you want this piece. It's a Highland Court. It is 100% cotton woven in a little red gingham. Wouldn't that be a cute basket in your kitchen or something? No one on that one. This one is...
They agreed to disagree with you.
This is amazing. Look at this woven. This one's a little 12 by 18 piece. That one is running if someone wants that one. I only have one of that, but I think that's gorgeous. Cool woven. That would make a really cool basket.
Glamour,
either way,
Helen,
either direction.
Treasured gems.
All right, Glamour Helens. Congrats, you're getting that piece. And we'll have a lot of these in our show tomorrow, so bookmark our show for tomorrow.
Excuse me.
And We sell this kind of fabric pretty much every Friday or sometimes Saturdays if we have a conflict. And we always have it available on Thursdays as well in our Junk Journal crafting shows. Would anyone like one that was a neutral, kind of like that other one with the handles? This one's not as corduroy-ish, but it's got the really cool ridges. And it is 86
Like a Ruffles
cotton,
potato chip.
14 rayon. This one is a 13 by 18. So it's going to make that same
3
size.
minutes to go.
It's going to make that same size as that neutral one I sold with the handles. So those are nice. If anyone wants that one.
Welcome Hazel, Shadow, Wolf.
All right, no one on that. All right, anyone else want a sample that you're looking for? Make sure you screenshot those instructions that are in the auction tab. If anyone wants a specific kit with a with some samples and the printed instructions, I'm going to run that, and that's our final run. And you can just pick out
Welcome in,
a couple
Gregan.
of samples. Let me find some that I can sell under that weight. So I've got 2 here. If you want these 2 plus the written instructions on a paper, bid on that. You can get these 2 with the printed instructions. All right. All right. Anything else on that? Yeah, just send me a request. No worries. Okay. So anyone else want any written instructions and fabric or any other fabric? All right, let's get ready to raid. Thanks for being here. We're going to raid into Fabric King. He's making notebook covers. And then stay on the train for Faith Hill's doing the baby bibs. And Wheezy's Whimsies is going to be the caboose with some wire wrapping, which is cool.
You're welcome, Liz.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. And please bookmark our upcoming shows. And again, if you want to rewatch this tutorial, we are on YouTube under Draz on Whatnot. All one word, all lowercase. Draz on Whatnot. So go subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can rewatch this show or any of my other shows. Appreciate you guys.
All right,
and
thanks,
we're going to go
guys.
right
See ya.
into
Bye.
Fabric
See you
King.
tomorrow.
Have a wonderful night. And let's get that raid started. Fabric King. Here we go. And he is live. Here we go.